Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, put me up there. Come on. There I am. Okay, well, this has been an exciting morning, to say the least. I couldn't get my stuff on my laptop to load up, and sorry I'm late. But I'm here. I'm still sober, so it's a good day. Please, if you're going to leave comments or find someone you would like to subscribe to or talk to in the chat, please do not pass judgment on them. Just because they're here doesn't mean that they are the alcoholic. They might be here for other type of help that AA does help with, and also help their friend or family member that may be suffering from alcoholism, and they just need to know some stuff to do to help them get through it. So, I'm Sandra, and I'm an alcoholic. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, I always put in the description what page we are on, what book we're reading, what story we're reading, or step or tradition we're reading. So right now we are in 12 Steps and 12 Traditions book on page 150. Yeah. And it is Tradition 5. If you have a book, please follow along. I'm going to read the steps and then the traditions, and then we'll get into Tradition 5. 1. We admitted we are powerless over alcohol, that our lives have become unmanageable. 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defective characters. 7. Humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. 9. Made direct amends wherever possible, except to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. Continue to take personal inventory, and when wrong, promptly admit it. 11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Tradition 1. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. 2. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as He may express Himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. 3. The only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. 4. Each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5. Each group has but one primary purpose: to carry its message to alcoholics who still suffer. 6. An AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7. Every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8. Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9. AA as such ought never be organized but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11. Our public relation policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and film. 12. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. I'm tongue-tied today. 5. This is Tradition 5 on page 150. If you have the book, feel free to follow along, but I'm going to read it anyway, so if you did choose to listen, that is fine also. 5. Each group has but one primary purpose: to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. Shoemaker, stick to thy last. Better do one thing supremely well than many badly. That is the central theme of this tradition. Around it, our society gathers in unity. The very life of our fellowship requires the preservation of this principle. Alcoholics Anonymous can be likened to a group of physicians who might find a cure for cancer and upon whose concerted work would depend the answer for sufferers of this disease. True, each physician in such a group might have his own specialty. Every doctor concerned would at times wish he could devote himself to his chosen field rather than work only with the group. But once these men had hit upon a cure, once it became apparent that only by their united effort could this be accomplished, then all of them would feel bound to devote themselves solely to the relief of cancer. In the radiance of such a miraculous discovery, any doctor would set his other ambitions aside at whatever personal cost. Hey, can you get me a piece of gum out of the drawer of my table in the bedroom? Thank you. Just as firmly bound by obligation are the members of Alcoholics Anonymous, who have demonstrated that they can help problem drinkers as others seldom can. The unique ability to each AA to identify him with and just a second, everybody. Thank you. Now I locked my spot. Just as firmly bound by obligation are the members of Alcoholics Anonymous who have demonstrated that they can help problem drinkers as others seldom can. The unique ability to each AA to identify himself with and bring recovery to the newcomer is in no way depends upon his learning, eloquence. He's got to do that while I'm live. Or on any special individual skills. The only thing that matters is that he is an alcoholic who has found the key to sobriety. These legacies of suffering and of recovery are easily passed among alcoholics, one to the other. This is our gift from God, and it bestowed upon others like us is the one aim that today animates. Hello, thank you for coming. AAs all around the globe. Can you stop? There is another reason for this singleness of purpose. It is the great paradox of AA, that we know we can seldom keep the precious gift of sobriety unless we give it away. If a group of doctors possessed a cancer cure, they might be conscience-stricken if they failed their mission through self-seeking. Yet such a failure wouldn't jeopardize their personal survival. For us, if we neglect those who are still sick, there is unremitting danger of our own lives and sanity. Under these compulsions of self-preservation, duty, and love, it is not strange that our society has concluded that it has but one high mission: to carry the AA message to those who don't know there's a way out. Highlight the wisdom of AA's single purpose. A member tells this story. Restless one day, I felt I'd better do some 12-step work. Maybe I should take out some insurance against a slip, but first I'd have to find a drunk to work on. So I hopped the subway to Town's Hospital, where I asked Dr. Silkworth if he had a prospect. Nothing to promise, the little doc said. There's just one chap on the third floor who might be a possibility, but he's an awfully tough Irishman. I never saw a man so obstinate. Shouts that if his partner would treat him better and his wife would leave him alone, he'd soon solve his alcohol problem. He's had a bad case of DT, he's pretty foggy, and he's very suspicious of everybody. Doesn't sound too good, does it? But working with him may do something for you, so why don't you have a go at it? I was soon sitting beside a big hunk of a man, decidedly unfriendly. He stared at me out of eyes which were slits in his red and swollen face. I had to agree with the doctor. He certainly didn't look good. But I told him my own story. I explained what a wonderful fellowship we had, how we, how well we understood each other. I bore down hard on his hopelessness of the drunk's dilemma. I insisted that few drunks could ever get well on their own stem, or on their own steam. But that in our groups, we could do together what we could not do separately. He interrupted to scoff at this and asserted he'd fix his wife, his partner, and his alcoholism by himself. Sarcastically, he asked, "How much does your scheme cost?" I was thankful I could tell him. Nothing at all. His next question, "What are you getting out of it?" Of course, my answer was, "My own sobriety and a mighty happy life." Still dubious, he demanded, "Do you really mean the only reason you are here is to try and help me and to help yourself?" "Yes," I said. "That's absolutely all there is to it. There's no angel or angle, whichever word that is." Then on it hesitantly, I ventured to talk about the spiritual side of our program. What a phrase that drunk gave me. I no sooner got the word spiritual out of my mouth than he pounced. "Oh," he said, "now I get it. You're proselytly—" I don't know that word. Sorry. There's words that I can't pronounce. "For some damn religious sect or other. Where do you get that no angle stuff? I belong to a great church that means everything to me. You've got a nerve to come in here talking of religion." Thank heavens I came up with the right answer for that one. It was based foursquare on the single purpose of AA. "You have faith," I said, "perhaps far deeper faith than mine. No doubt you're better taught in religious matters than I. So I can't tell you anything about religion. I don't even want to try. I'll bet, too, that you could give me a letter perfect definition of humility." But from what you've told me about yourself and your problems and how you propose to lick them, I think I know what's wrong. "Okay," he said, "give me the business." "Well," said "I think you're just a conceited Irishman who thinks he can run the whole show." This really rocked him, but as he calmed down, he began to listen while I tried to show him that humility was the main key to sobriety. Finally, he saw that I wasn't attempting to change his religious views, that I wanted him to find the grace in his own religion that would aid his recovery. From there on, we got along fine. Now, concludes the old-timer, suppose I'd been obliged to talk to this man on religious grounds. Suppose my answer had to be that AA needed a lot of money, that AA went in for education, hospitals, and rehabilitation. Suppose I suggested that I take a hand in his domestic and business affairs. Where would we have wound up? No place, of course. Years later, this tough Irish customer liked to say, my sponsor sold me one idea, and that was sobriety. At that time, I couldn't have brought anything else or bought anything else. You know, I've repeated it over and over and over. I'm sure you guys are probably hearing it, but I'm going to keep repeating it. I knew about AA before I started AA. I was very, very, very young, and my birth father took me and my sister to an AA meeting. I remember running around in this area, and so I've been there before, but as a little child, not as the alcoholic I am. A sober alcoholic, that is. But all it took for me really was thank you, Crystal. I appreciate you. Hi, Tony. And hi, I can't remember your name. Let me see if I can scroll down. Angela Surface, thank you for coming. Steve and Oki, hello. Lily T, hello. So I had a friend that suggested AA because I had been telling him, okay, I quit drinking and, I didn't have anyone else that I had been around that was in AA or anything like that. And my friend, he says, well, we could meet at the AA meeting. And he told me where it was, and I went. And I kept going. Now, I didn't stay for the whole meeting because I'm just shy. And, being in person with people is not something that at that time I was looking for it, but it really wasn't, if that makes any sense. But then I walked into this meeting and I sat there and I listened to what I could hear because I didn't have my hearing aid. And after going to that meeting, I called numbers from the list that we got from the ladies, or I got from the ladies' side. And I called 3 people on that list. The third one answered her phone, and she's over there on Facebook side. She answered her phone. I didn't even know I needed to get a sponsor or that I wanted a sponsor or anything like that. But because she answered her phone, she became my sponsor and one of my very dear friends. Without going to AA and knowing my steps and knowing traditions that I need to do on a daily basis, it helps. It truly does help. And sharing your story with others, I have done that in 3 of my employments. And I've gained friends from that. They have actually said, one came up to me and said, well, I don't call him a friend because I don't know him anymore. I met him at work, and he heard me say something about being sober. And he says, "How long have you been sober?" And I said, "Almost, I think it was 7 or 8 years." And he goes, "I'm 6 weeks." And I was like, "You got this. You got this. You can do it." And then another friend who is my best friend now, one of my besties ever, I met her at work too, and I met another friend at work, and they both know that I'm a recovering alcoholic, and one of them is why I started my AA here on YouTube. And I started doing the Facebook Live for AA because my sponsor couldn't get on YouTube. So thank you for getting me to share it here too, on Facebook, because it can reach more people. So like it says, is the thing that we learn is we can help others if we use our voice. Thank you, Judy, for always telling me to use my voice. Always. When I first started using my voice, I wasn't very nice with it. Because anytime somebody made me upset, I voiced my opinion because I was not going to hold on to it until later. Now I kind of bite my tongue on subjects, that I know is going to bring up an argument. Unless if it's worth it. But, so yeah, I have a friend told me about AA. I got a sponsor. I've told even family members about AA who have since gotten sober. My sister, my cousin, my friends, and many others. I have friends here on YouTube that they are not in the chat. They do learn things from me just sharing how I got sober and the steps I took to get sober and what can help them. And that's why I'm doing it online. And people can make fun of me all they want. Because I'm doing a purpose that I see that I need to do. Because I've learned how to stay sober, and I've been sober for 9 years and 4 months. Just over 4 months. My sister got sober 8 months after me, so I'm very proud of her. My cousin got sober, I think 5 years ago. One of my nephews got sober. So yeah, it helps. Sharing your AA story does truly help. And that's why I'm not scared to share it now. I've done one speaker meeting, thanks to my sponsor. I think that's when I got my aha. I need to use the voice that I've got. I'm going to go back and see something. There is another reason for this singleness of purpose. It is a great paradox of AA that we know we can seldom keep the precious gift of sobriety unless we give it away. If a group of doctors possess cancer cure, they might be conscience-stricken if they failed their mission through self-seeking, yet such a failure wouldn't jeopardize their personal survival. For us, if we neglect those who are still sick, there is unremitting danger to our own lives and and insanity. Under these compulsions of self-preservation, duty, and love, it is not strange that our society has concluded that it has but one high mission: to carry the AA message to those who don't know there's a way out. That's what I always say now. There is a way out. I'm proof there's a way out. There's many others that are proof that there's a way out. You just have to want to have that way out. You can't want it for someone else. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for coming here and support my channel. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, we have to share stories to be able to help the other alcoholic who still suffers. And that's one of the key things that I found that really sits with me a lot. And that is helping others with sobriety. Don't judge people. Oh no. We don't judge people when you come to AA. That's not allowed, you know. We don't close the door on anyone. We help everyone who needs the help. Even if it's here and you just need help with a family member or a friend. Sometimes having a knowledge of things and ways and tips and tricks that might work to help them realize for themselves that I have a problem and that there is a way to sobriety. For sure, a way to sobriety. Comics. I love you too, sponsor of mine. But just always know there is help. You have to want it for you, and that's the right reason. You can't do it for anybody else. Hello, PSV. That's simple, but hard. I know I admitted I was an alcoholic years and years and years ago. And if I really wanted to get technical, it was when I was a little kid. Because I was taught that my father was an alcoholic. My birth father was an alcoholic. He died an alcoholic. And I don't want that for me. I want to be sober and happy when that time comes for me. I don't want to be lonely and sad and miserable for the rest of my life. The alcohol is just not worth it. And when I admitted I was an alcoholic, I did it by myself. I did a year of sobriety by myself. I didn't go to AA. I didn't have any outside help. Nobody was helping me other than my husband and my son with not drinking. And I thought, okay, it's been a year. I can have a drink, right? No, that was a dumb move. That was the dumbest thing I could have ever done. Because I went right back down to where I just come from. So I'm glad I found AA when I did. I'm glad my friend invited me to AA when he did. Because I'm sober today. And I hope you're sober today. I hope you know that we can help each other with our sobriety. You just have to want it bad enough. It doesn't matter how many times you go out, you can still come back. We don't close the door on you ever. Ever. You're always welcome. And that's my meeting for today. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and a great week. I will be live again on Tuesday morning, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for another AA meeting. And I hope to see you guys there. Please like and share if you would like to. Subscribe. This isn't all I do here. I do have my adventure side. There's not many adventures right now. It's too cold. But anyways, I'm going to read the daily reflections to YouTube and I'll post it on my wall on Facebook. So YouTube, stand by. I'll be right back. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Love you guys over here on Facebook. See you later. I gotta let this close out. Birthday for 30 days. I'm gonna take my phone off of here. I have my tripod set up for my phone. Because that's where I do my Facebook live streams. Hey, Daily Reflections. You can get a Daily Reflections app. They all pretty much have the same things. So according to mine, it says 9 years and 4 months and 8 days. Or this is like a big, huge number, 3,416 days. One day at a time. Daily Reflection. Monday or March 23rd. And no more reservations. We have seen the truth again and again. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. If we are planning to stop drinking, there must be no reservations of any kind, nor any lurking notion that someday we will be immune to alcohol. To be gravely affected, one does not necessarily have to drink a long time, nor take the quantities that some of us have. This is particularly true of women. Potential female alcoholics often turn into the real thing and are gone beyond recall in a few years. That was me for sure. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 33. These words are underlined in my book. They are true for men and women alcoholics. On many occasions, I've turned to this page and reflected on this passage. I need never fool myself by recalling my sometimes differing drinking patterns, or by believing I am cured. I like to think that if sobriety is God's gift to me, then my sober life is a gift to God. I hope God is as happy with his gift as I am with mine. And with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and stay safe out there, be kind, and remember you're never alone, and there's help out there. There's help. I love you guys. Be kind, stay safe.